Mama's recipe here. Welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'm going to teach you guys how to make pork beans. They're very good, very delicious, but when I want to eat these ones every day because it's in the greasy size, but they are very delicious. You can eat it when you have family or gather or something. They're really good. So vamos a empezar. You want to need 6 cups of beans, any beans you have, 1/3 of a cup of oil, 1 cup of chorizo or 9 ounces, 1 cup of bacon, 4 chiles pasilla or California, whatever you have, 4 chiles de árboles, and 1 cup of beans broth, or if you're using canned beans, you can just use 1 cup of water. This is just optional if you choose it to make tacos, so you'll need tortillas, lettuce, cheese, salsa optional, and tomato. Also, you can eat it as a dip. You can use chips. We're just gonna preheat some water. When we are ready with the chiles, the water will be warm. I cook my own beans, so I'm gonna just take all the juice, so I don't need it with juice, so I'm gonna drain it. And I have this spoon that has holes, so that's perfect, because we don't want it too watery. So I'm gonna need 6 cups. If you using canned, just remove the juice. Or if you cook the night before, sometimes when you put the beans in the refrigerator, that juice can like jello, so you're gonna have to cook it, so melt the water. As you can see, I have all my juice here. If I wouldn't use all the juice, it'd be too watery, so it takes a little bit forever to kind of let it evaporate. So that's why we take all the juice. So now that we have our beans right over there, we're gonna smash it. I'm gonna give you 2 different ways you can do it, 2 different tools. You can blend it with a blender, but it's gonna be too watery to use it, so we're not using the blender. So I'm gonna give you options. So we can use this one, or you can use this one. This one, it works really well, but I don't know if everybody will have it, but I'm sure most people have this one, which is better. Sometimes the beans are old and they take a little longer to cook, and they're a little hard to cook. Like this one are really well done, so it shouldn't be too difficult to blend it with that. But it seems to be kind of like a little bit hard, and this one is not going to blend it well. What you can do is just one of these things and first give it a first start, like that. And also if you put the salt first in the beginning and the beans, it makes it a little harder to cook, so that's why we always add the salt in the last part. Give it a little bit of help, a little bit. After that, and then with that, I can just use this thing on the lower set first, so we don't make a lot of mess. If the beans are warm, just make this one already in the cool side. So as you can see, I did half of it with this one. And if you don't have one of these ones to give first start, you can also do with the cup, just a little bit. But I'm gonna show you, this one works really well too. As you can see, the consistent over here is really thick. So as you can see, this is really well done. Look, the beans are really well smashed and they don't have a lot of water, which that's what we want. If you want it a little bit more smashed, you can do a little bit more, but it's perfect, like just like that. I'm gonna start by preparing my chiles, and I'm gonna just cut the top again and then just open and take the seeds. And I put it in a place so I don't make a lot of mess. It's easy to clean it up. Okay, so now after that, I take everything, I'm gonna wash them. I'm gonna wash it first outside, and then I'm gonna wash it inside too. Because sometimes they are dirty, but this one I seem pretty clean. My water is already warm, and I already cleaned my chile. Just gonna add it in the water, and just gonna leave it for 2 minutes in the water, and we're just gonna turn it off. So my chile has been already for 2 minutes, and they're already hydrated, so we're just gonna turn it off. So I have my bacon here. We're just gonna cut it in a small square. I have a little bit left over. I'm not gonna put it. You could if you want to, but this is how much. So I have my cup. This is the chorizo that I make, so I'm just gonna remove it and get it ready. So there we have it. We're gonna preheat our pan at medium heat. We're gonna add our 1/3 of a cup of oil. I have my oil already warm, so I'm just gonna toast my chili for a few minutes. This one, they can burn really quickly, so we just wanted to release some flavor for the beans, so we don't leave it very long, and you have to kind of wash it and make sure no seeds get into the oil, because that will make you sneeze. Just leave it probably like for 1 minute. It's gonna change in a little bit of color, a more light color. Now they release the flavor, so we're just gonna remove it. Now I have my chorizo. We're gonna just add the chorizo, and I don't want to burn myself, so I'm gonna just carefully, because the oil is hot. Just gonna cook it with here between 2 to 3 minutes. After you cook it for 3 minutes, you can add the bacon, and we're gonna be cooking it between 10 to 15 minutes, medium heat. And I know it's a little bit of grease, but that's what it makes it good. In the meantime, my chorizo is cooking and my bacon. I'm gonna blend my chile, get it ready so when I need it. So I'm gonna blend my 4 chiles. And this one, we're not gonna add anything. This is just to give it a color to the beans. To have a nice red color. We have 1 cup of the bean sprouts, so we're just gonna add a little bit to blend it. So we're not gonna add the whole thing right now, but we are gonna add the whole cup. Now, I do can add the sprout now. And remember, if you're using canned beans, you can just use water, but the broth for the beans, it tastes better. Just gonna pour it in here, and this is how it looks. Nice and red. Cooking this thing for 12 minutes, and you can use your jars between 10 to 15 minutes. You can see the meat, but this one only takes 12 minutes. I'm just gonna be adding my beans, and I'm gonna add a little bit of thyme, combine all together, all the flavors incorporate. So now that I combine all my chorizo and my bacon with the beans, it's a little bit of work, okay guys? So because you're gonna have to constantly moving the beans until you combine everything together. So we can add our chili now. This thing is gonna add the colors, and we're just gonna add the capa chili. And again, we're just gonna stir all over it until we combine everything together. And we're gonna let it cook for 10 minutes, between 5 to 10 minutes. We don't need it very long. Okay, so now that I have my beans, that I combine everything together, I have my stove at medium heat. I'm gonna lower it a little bit because otherwise the thing is gonna be a little hard, it's gonna jump. So just lower kind of like little low, and then you see. Okay guys, so my beans have been cooking for 7 minutes, and I'm just gonna turn it up now. They're already done. Okay guys, if you guys decide to make tacos, the tacos should be really good. So I have here my beans, my lettuce, my tomatoes, my cheese, and my salsa. I made my salsa, but you can use any salsa you want. I just give you guys a little bit of action. So what I do to this pot, because the beans are really good, you can put as much as you need or little as you want. My family loves this thing. From there, you just put the lettuce. The combination with the lettuce and this one is really good. It looks quite pretty with the lettuce and the tomatoes. If you're an adult, you like chili and you like spicy, just add a little bit of chili, some salsa, and then you can add some cheese. I'm just gonna put in one right now, chili, because my daughters do not like it. They're gonna eat it. This is pretty good, just like that. It's very simple. The hardest part is more to make the beans. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys try it and let me know what you think. This is a very Mexican, real Mexican bean, so hopefully you try and let me know what you think. Hasta la vista.